Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. This is BroncoJuggalo. What's going on, everybody? You remember last week when Ghostface killed himself? Well, he left his knife. And, yeah, so I guess it's mine now. Not a bad little toy. I wonder how many murders this thing has seen. Oh well, you know how it goes. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about 2011's Scream 4. Now, this is Wes Craven's final film, and he once again starred Neve Campbell, David Arquette, and Courtney Cox. It's time to add to the list of celebrities. We have Hayden Panettiere, and we have Anthony Anderson. 10 years after Part 3, Sydney, who is now a successful author with a help book about beating PTSD, returns to Woodsboro for a book tour. And all of a sudden, the murders start happening all over again. And they are specifically targeting Sydney. This is the fourth film in the franchise, and in my opinion, it's not really normal for fourth films to be as good as this one is, in my opinion. It's also not technically right, if you think about it. Who says fourth films are allowed to be this good? I like Scream 4. Some people give a shit, and I don't understand why. For the knife in this movie, and no, it's not like this knife, but the Ghostface I know didn't have one of those knives. They actually never used a real blade. The only thing they used in the thing was the handle. Blades were actually added in post-production with CGI. So every blade in the movie is a CGI blade. Scream 4 was also up for a Teen Choice Award, and it was actually beaten out by Paranormal Activity 2. Now, personally, I find that to be a travesty of justice. Not that the Teen Choice Awards are all that big of a deal, but Paranormal Activity 2 sucks balls. Guys, there's only one thing I can say that I don't like about this movie. It is the motivation of the killer. Kind of like in Part 3, the motivation of this killer is so pussy, in my opinion. Time for spoilers, guys. For those of you that have never seen this film, you may want to turn it off here. The killer, or I should say killers, but the main killer, there's two of them, as there is with most of these films. One of the killers is just some high school nerd who wants to be part of a horror movie. The other killer is Sidney Prescott's own niece, who tries to pass herself off as the hero. Why? Because she's always been jealous of the fame that Sidney has, and how the family concentrates so much on Sidney. That's some pretty pussy-ass shit, if you ask me. People's jealousies are just fucking dumb. You want to get jealous of something, get jealous of something that matters. And then do something to improve your situation. Anyways, not gonna preach. Just saying. First pro is, I love the blood in this film. There is blood everywhere in this movie. Buckets and buckets of blood, in the words of Twisted. I fucking love it. I love this movie's blood. I love the opening of this film. I love how we have two false openings that kind of talk about it, acknowledging it being a film, breaking the fourth wall kind of deal. And it's actually the opening to Stab 6 and then the opening to Stab 7. And I think that's pretty cool. Personally, I would like to see the Stab movies get done. That would be kind of funny. One of the things I really do like about this movie is Dewey kind of comes full circle and into his own. Finally, after all these years, Dewey's finally gotten a little bit of respect. He's married to Gail Weathers. And he is now the sheriff of Woodsboro. He was the laughingstock of the force in the first movie. And now he's the sheriff. And I think that's pretty cool. Believe it or not, guys, I like the CGI in this film. That whole knife blade thing, that's cool. And they did a good job. I didn't know they were fake until I looked it up and read about it. I mean, it looked like just a normal prop knife. Like the others, to me, it looked good. So they did a good job on that, if you ask me. I think they did a really good job. I like that this movie is fun. The Scream franchise, Part 3 is okay. I like 3. But it didn't have the fun that Part 1 and 2 had. And this one brought the fun back. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed that fun atmosphere. I enjoyed, the throwbacks to the original. I enjoyed the too smart for, TV kids or whatever. And I just enjoyed it. I thought it was a good time. I like that this movie is also, while it's fun, it's also creepy. It's got a lot of good atmosphere in it. I love the rave scene, the Stabathon party scenes. Very creepy, very atmospheric. And it brought back some of the scares from the original. Not that the original, in my opinion, has ever been all that scary, but it was a scarier themed film than the rest of the franchise. And this one brought it back to that. I like the way the mask looks in this movie. Most people say, well, these masks all look the same. There are one or two tiny little different variations in them. You really can't tell unless you really look. But I do like the way this one looked. And I also thought that it was cool that when we got our reveal of our killers, one of them was a woman. We did see that in Scream 2. But I don't know if Aunt Jackie was ever actually in the Scream mask, or if it was just the guy she was with. I like the ending of this film. I like how the bad guy tries to pass herself off as the hero, and then when she finds out Sydney is still alive, she goes and tries to take her out. And I like how every single one of the Scream movies ends the same, with a gunshot wound to the head. So that's it on my thoughts for Scream 4, and it wraps up my reviews for the Scream franchise. I will be coming to you with one more video where I rank all of the movies. And then we'll be done with Scream for a while. At least till they decide to do that remake they're talking about. Anyways, guys, this is BroncoJuggalo saying peace.
We always come back for one more kill.
Hi guys.